welcome to Two Maggies Up Top, that Premier League podcast fueled by the Magnums. We're back again, episode 17. Let's go. If you don't already know, I'm your host, Big Kes, aka Kes Ferdinand, aka Luis Suarez, the goal-getter. Come on. To my right, it gives me great pleasure to announce my co-host, the Greek legend, Big Pans, aka Pana
That was live.
Yeah, go on.
That was live. Yeah, I love that one.
What are you saying, Pans?
Yeah, I'm calm, fam. Good to be back as always. Yeah, no, I'm here. I do like that one.
Back-to-back weeks, fam.
Yeah, consecutive games and that, come on.
News and that.
Come on.
Yeah, no, even though that's an Arsenal fan, the Arsenal player, I like that one.
Come on.
Back that one.
And to my left, gives me great pleasure to welcome my co-host, you know the name, is Big Lows, aka Roberto Firmino. It's the strikers edition today. Come on. What are you saying, G?
Oh, good, bro. Good.
Yeah.
Nice to have the group back again.
Come on.
Thanks for days.
Man, come with the Barry White voice and
I don't know why I went deep in it as well.
man said, I'm okay.
Yeah, all right.
How are you doing?
Maybe obviously 21st of June soon coming. All the ladies.
Yeah, big man thing, 21st of June. And my little clip up as well.
Yeah. Flash trims.
Come on, flash trims
Big
and
up flash
that.
trims.
Come on. Shout out, big flash and that on the trims and that. Come on.
Step forward.
Well, you mentioned June 21st. Let's jump in. Had some word. You know what? I'll be real. I'll take these Boris announcements with a pinch of salt because more time. Man says one thing, and then next thing you know. In fact, I'll tell you the truth. From time they slapped in tier 4 into a 3-tier system, I don't believe these man at all in it. But on the big man team, they're saying that restrictions could be lifted June 21st, and in terms of football, fans could be allowed into the stadiums from May 17th.
Okay.
Which is positive news if you believe Boris and that. To be fair, this time it makes a bit more sense. They're saying stadiums with a capacity of over 40,000 can host 10,000 fans.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense to relate it to stadium size and
The
just
earlier one,
yeah. So I mean, what do you boys make of the news, man?
It's positive, bro. All round, innit, I guess. Like, even on the way here today, I had a walk this morning as well. You can feel a bit of relief from the community, regardless of excluding football. So, yeah, I think it's positive all round, bro. Bring it on, innit?
I saw bare people in shorts today, fam. Ain't because of the weather.
Yeah,
It's still 8
trust
degrees
me.
outside.
I swear as well, talk about that, yeah, I swear I saw Roy Hodgson in shorts as well.
See?
I don't know, boy.
I think I saw Roy Hodgson in shorts in the game yesterday.
For the
For the Crystal Palace
Oh,
Brighton.
like, I don't want to see my man's legs.
And I couldn't believe he was wearing shorts.
Do you know? I just saw his.
He heard the news, fam, and just rock shorts on.
Maybe I didn't clock his legs.
But yeah, I think it's...
Looking at
He couldn't not clock his legs, that was the point. But yeah, no, I think it's general positivity all round.
It's positive. I think it is positive. And don't get me wrong, I'm kind of what I say next might counter that. But I just think it's the last game of the season thereabouts, yeah? One, is it worth it? And two, is it fair? And I think that's kind of where I'm at. Is it fair
So
or
you're related to Premier League, you know?
I'm
I
related
guess
to Premier League,
it comes
yeah.
in time for the Euros in the summer.
Yeah, which is good.
But yeah, in terms of the Premier League, it is the last weekend. It's last weekend of the season. So I guess, yeah, if you look, I look at Fulham playing Newcastle last game of the season.
Yeah.
But then
that could be a relegation decider.
Yeah.
Who's at home?
Fulham.
So I'm saying, so then you got, and Craven Cottage is not a big stadium, so you're fulfilling that with, I don't know, 6,000.
It could be
8,000.
beneficial to teams though, innit? Certain teams though, like what you're saying,
And
it's
then
not fair
especially,
to other teams.
not fair. I don't think, man. I don't think it is fair when you look at it like that.
So what you should say, they should wait till next season.
They should wait to the end of the season, yeah, and maybe potentially, I don't know, maybe they have trial runs, like in different leagues where it's not really massively effective. I know that's kind of been.
That's a fair point. I heard they're going to try it out in some of the cup finals potentially.
So that makes more sense, yeah.
But the flip side to that is some games this season teams have had fans. So if we're saying, you know, it should wait till next season, they've already introduced it this season.
Good point.
But certain teams have played home games with
Good point.
fans at their stadium. I get what you're saying. It's a valid point.
It's got to happen sometime though, innit? I guess.
Yeah.
But maybe, like what you're saying though, is that it could not happen based on, they're only basing it on the vaccinations and no new cases, variants, all that. So it could be, couldn't be, but I think at some stage we've got to slowly get back to some form of normality.
Yeah, nah. Fair man. I think we've just got to keep an eye on it. I mean, I'd love to be able to go and watch one of the Euros games, and
yeah, 100%.
if it's held in England, held in one country.
Hate to get a ticket though. It's probably more unfair what Lowey's saying as well though, is on probably like season ticket holders as well, and like people that have paid for a season ticket this year. I know when they introduced it last time, it was more of a lottery system. So like if you're missing out on that game as a fan and you still pay your season ticket, it's not fair really for the fan as well, because they've paid their money and they haven't even gone to see the game.
Yeah, I hear that. It's not fair, yeah. But if I was the clubs, yeah, I'd be looking at it and saying, listen, we brought you to all the games we could this season, so
I'll be jumping the bars like, life's not fair.
Always know you want it, you know what I mean? Yeah, nah.
They ain't gonna support anyone else, are they? Like, they've done it for 20 odd years.
To be fair, yeah, we all get bumped from our clubs anyway. We still keep going in it, so they know.
I hear that.
But
You're still wearing a new merch. Every year, fam. Every year, still busting a new merch. You actually know, yeah, that's one thing you top the league at, bumping the fans. You lot bump fans year in, year out, boy, I'm telling you that now. And you can't even argue, you're both silent.
You know what, yeah? We moving it.
I know, how many times you seen Big Kes go, that new train top's hard, you know?
Yeah.
That's what they do though. Yeah. I remember at one stage of the season, we had more new kits than wins.
Yeah,
it's mad, blood. Yeah, it's mad. But it's
that's funny, bro.
But that's why these football only can come in and take the piss from, because literally the fans are always going to be there in it. Let's be real.
Conk it out.
Moving on, another interesting little story this week actually. So apparently Jack Grealish is injured. Well, we know he's missed out, and his injury was leaked via the fantasy football bots.
Yeah.
So I don't really play fantasy football. You're a fantasy football man.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird story.
So it's a weird one where apparently a few Villa players have taken Grealish out of their teams prior to the weekend, which has led, and then him being out of the team, has then led to
people not getting points that left him in.
Well,
I don't think they care about the
yeah,
I would care.
Yeah, you care about the points, but it's more a case of
it got leaked.
His fantasy, are the fantasy football bots a form of like leak to
they slightly are though
information? I mean, and slightly, because this isn't the first time it's happened. So I was reading up on this. So obviously this weekend you had Tyrone Mings and some of the coaching staff that took Grealish out of the team from Friday, and then he wasn't in the squad. Which, when you think of it, when you got players taking the best player in the team out of their squad prior to the weekend, that obviously means you're not going to play in it. Yeah. You had Wes Morgan and Hamza Chowdhury, that took Vardy out of their team. I think a couple of weeks ago, Vardy was out of the squad for 4 weeks. And the other one was Andy Robertson took Mane out of his squad beginning of Feb, and Mane was out of the team.
Because they're now saying that the more complex argument on top of this is that should Premier League footballers and coaching staff be banned from playing the game?
Well, Villa are looking to ban their
players. Yeah. It's a weird one, man. Like, is it kind? It's not match fixing in a sense, but it is a leak in a way, innit? Like, it's information that us man might not have on a Friday, on a Wednesday during the afternoon when they're training or whatever it might be.
Days these man like Kieran Trippier and Daniel Sturridge, betting on them, getting people to bet on them, and all that nonsense. This doesn't come anywhere near that. So for me,
I don't think it does.
I don't think it's that deep, innit? If you tell them man they're not playing fantasy football. Is it that deep for them?
There is money in it though, man, because like I'm in bare leagues.
But Tyrone Mings and that don't need the money like from fantasy football league, do they?
No, but it's leaking information to the outside world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they're not playing it, then is it that much of a big deal to them?
No, but they are playing.
No, to them it's not.
Yeah.
But that's the issue though, isn't it? But to the club and to the camp, if Tyrone Mings, for instance, is an innocent move taking Grealish out of his...
You kind of misinterpret.
Right.
If Tyrone Mings isn't playing fantasy football in general, full stop, is it that much of a big deal if teams turned around and said,
no,
you're not playing fantasy football?
But the problem
makes sense?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but it's the club that will ban it, not the...
That's what I'm saying, the club will ban it, If the club says you're not playing that, is it that big of a deal?
Oh, I see,
it's a big deal. Like, it's more bigger. I think it's more bigger, the information getting leaked.
But I think that's a good point actually, I'll get what you're saying. But the fact is, footballers can't bet now at all. So maybe the fantasy football league is their little one touch with the, you know what I'm saying?
Because if I said you're playing for Arsenal, for the next 8 seasons, you're giving up betting, fam. You're giving up betting. You're going to stop betting, fam. It's
no, but
he's only got 3 years.
Bet on rugby or golf or tennis and that. So I'm saying, if you're that into betting, you don't need to worry about it. you're comfy.
It's a hobby though, isn't it? And also
find a new one.
Yeah, but their new one, I think what Kes is saying might be fantasy football.
Oh yeah,
so but if you either, what you're saying, Lowe's, is I agree, is that you either ban every player from playing it.
Yeah.
Is it an extreme? Potentially for me, I think it is. But then, if you're leaking information like that, and a player who plays it, for instance, if I knew that I had Grealish in my team, I'd be burning on a Saturday when I didn't see him in the lineup. It pissed me off because I'm in leagues where I put money in, and it's affecting what I'm doing.
But if I'm a boss here of a company, and I'm finding out both of you are working for me, and I'm finding out Kes and you are accidentally leaking information that I don't want to come out about the company, about the business, like I'm gonna pull you man up and go, can't be doing them things. Do you know what I'm saying? You're costing me money or whatever. You would do that as a business if it's yours. So I'm looking from a club perspective. If you're costing them some sort of information or money or whatever, then you have a right, for me, as you're paying someone's wages as an employee, or as an employer to those employees, to tell them, no, big man,
you're right.
I'm saying you can't be doing
But do you know what though? My thing is this though, here's my thing,
Or you just don't play people that in your team.
Fair, that's fair. But my thing is though, let's say for instance, Mings took out Grealish on Friday night and the information come out. On a big man thing, really, when the way the teams prepare their teams for the weekend, do Leicester gain a massive advantage learning that Grealish isn't playing the night before?
Yeah, so this is one next,
next
point.
How much advantage are you gaining? Like when you think of the preparation that goes into the game, like find out the night before that Grealish ain't playing, it's going to give you a little boost, but it doesn't give you that much of an advantage.
Yeah.
Unfair advantage.
I'm going to say in this instance, because of Jack Grealish, may have had more of an impact than potentially other players.
Impact on the game. I'm talking about in terms of Leicester's preparation. Have they gained much of an advantage learning that Grealish isn't playing on Friday night?
Okay, I get what you're saying, but I'm going to be kind of devil's advocate. Don't say that enough. And I might be going, we're going to double up on Grealish today. Grealish ain't in the team. You might go, Traore's in it. No, we're right. Kes has got him. We're good for that.
Yeah, but that seems like an adjustment. That, like, literally,
But I think it's all a change of where you're going to play that game defensively.
I mean, I'll be buzzing if Grealish come out of the team anyway, so I'll be like...
You're buzzing, I'm saying.
In that sense.
But what I'm saying is though, because I think like we can go over the top with some of these stories, like obviously leaked information or whatever, but my thing is, so for this weekend in particular, Leicester learning, let's say for instance, Leicester had analysts looking at Aston Villa's football fantasy accounts, for instance, and they found out now that Grealish isn't playing the night before the game, Does that give Brendan Rodgers and his team that much of a tactical advantage? It'll give, on the pitch it does, because Grealish is Villa's best player. But in terms of tactically, do they gain a massive advantage from if they know from a week in advance and they're training and they know what Villa's team's going to be, that's one thing. But learning the night before, even 2 days, I'm thinking.
But even half an hour before kick, some players get injured during the pre-match warm-up. And then they have to come out the squad, and then the game plan changes. So I think it's also part of management. Brendan Rodgers will assess it and go, all right, we're going to double up on Grealish today, but now you know what matters. You can play a bit more freely or whatever.
So both of you, just summarise your opinion on it. Then is it a thing where you're saying over the top, let them do their thing, or are you saying, nah, it's time to clamp down?
So for me personally, I think the clubs are definitely right to address it, because if you're in your camp and any information is being acted, it's like being at war and your enemy's finding out that your top shooter's not available. You're at a disadvantage, so I get that. So you're gonna have to address that. What I'm questioning is
no. But now you're avoiding my question.
Your question was
because my question is I want to summarise definitively which one is it? Are you being over the top?
Oh no.
Or are you on the?
Okay, well, but I think both.
You're kind of playing both.
I feel that the clubs have to be over the top, because any league.
What about your opinion? Just your.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Your opinion.
So I think
the clubs.
No. So my opinion is that the clubs have to be over the top in terms of looking at how information is being leaked from inside their camp. So it is a bit over the top when you look at it from a whole. However, the clubs have to do that, because 1 week is fantasy football. The next week could be something you miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I know you're going to be just look. I'm talking about in terms of your opinion. Your opinion's giving me what the club should do.
Yeah.
What would you do? That's what I'm saying. What would you do?
Investigate the leak and find out who's leaking.
Bust his club.
And brush every single toe. So for me, if this to me seems like an innocent leak. Sometimes you get some little rats like we had at Arsenal. You know, I'm guessing it was Socrates and Mustafi and all them, man, leaking stuff to whoever. Or telling them, because these days, you got to remember, leaking could be I play for Arsenal now, you're my boy, and I'm telling you, Ozil's thinking kind of small, you know, because more time, and you going on and telling your boy, next thing you know, it ends up in the press that Ozil's got a small team. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'd be the league, but I'm just chatting to you. That's how it works these days, isn't it? That being said, I think the clubs have to come down on any leak of information. You have to.
Yeah, I think they're doing it. Personally, like my personal opinion on it, I think it's over the top.
He's got money in it.
No, I think it's over the
That's what he
top.
plays fantasy football.
But just one quick thing I was going to add to that is that the game now is so advanced, and if you play the Premier League Fantasy League, the information and updates is so on point anyway. They're doing pre-match shows and you're getting information. I feel like fucking Brendan Rodgers himself, fam. So at the end of the day, if you're playing fantasy football traditionally and you ain't looking at your team and saying Grealish has a 75% chance of playing, then that's your fault. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's a bit over the top, innit? But I understand what you're saying with the league inside a club. But for me, like it's minor, innit?
I think like, there's common sense on both sides, innit? So this might not be as serious, but the clubs have to treat it seriously.
Because it could lead to something.
Exactly. But let's kick on in there. Let's jump in. So there's a few games, well, a couple games, 2 games actually, last week, midweek. So Burnley, Fulham and Everton City. Now, both of these games had great importance at different ends of the table. The Burnley-Fulham game, I was looking at this game thinking Fulham going to win. But this is a game for me where any team that loses this is in a relegation battle. I thought Fulham would go into it and win it and beat Everton 2-0 before. They drew 1-1. Wasn't a terrible result for them, but wasn't a great result either. And for Burnley, it kept them floating where they really were. The other result was Everton 1, Man City 3.
City boy.
City champions elect, didn't they? Like, yeah.
Not much to say on that one.
Not really much to say. I think, you'd expect the City to win it.
Yeah, and then in hindsight, which we'll get onto, the Everton result at the weekend proves to be a more important one. So
exactly. So we'll jump into the weekend results, and we'll start with Man City actually.
He's White Flag FC.
Who happened to be away at Arsenal. So Arsenal Man City is the first game we'll look at. City 1, Arsenal 0. Now, I'll give you my take on this game, and I'll get you man opinion. I'm very intrigued to hear what you man think of this game. I think there's a few ways you can look at this. City have brushed us up.
Yeah,
at the Emirates, numerous occasions. I don't think we scored against them in 5-6 games at the Emirates, right? So the Mr. Optimist could look at it and say, it was only 1-0. We only conceded 1. Yeah. For me, I can't buy into the argument.
Nah.
I can't buy into the argument. But even if I did, I'm looking at the 1 goal City scored inside 2 minutes, and I'll be real, when they scored that goal, I'm thinking, this is going to be a long day.
Had a message saying it's a 3-0 thing. He messaged it's a 3-0
I said it was either a draw,
and he said the latter.
But hear my team. Between Rob Holding and Hector Bellerin and whoever it was,
Pablo Mari was in there as well.
Raheem Sterling cannot be scoring a header in your 6-yard box in the centre of the goal.
I'm 5'7.5".
Blood. And when he said it, I was like, the half counts.
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't, boy.
No, but on a big man thing, so the ball comes in from Mahrez, and Mahrez, I'm not gonna lie, Mahrez had Tierney on toast.
Yeah, he did.
First.
He had a good game.
He had Tierney on toast. But I want to get your take on it, on who you blame out the two of them, first of all. Yeah, because for me, my big 6' plus centre half should not be letting no little 5'7.5" man.
But they were nowhere near him.
Yeah.
He managed to get some space out of nowhere.
The thing is with me, I called him White Flag FC because we spoke about the lineup beforehand. He played his defensive lineup. He's done it bare times before. It's not worked. He might as well go and try and go all out attack and play. But when I looked at the lineup, firstly I thought we're playing for is it damage limitation where you're going to lose and you're playing to concede.
You can't play El Neni and Xhaka.
You can't do that.
But the thing is though, El Neni and Xhaka in the midfield, I thought we'd gone past that. I haven't seen El Neni start for time yet.
But Partey was injured, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was, yes.
But then I'm thinking,
but the last game,
mix up the formation from something from.
So who would you put in there, like Ceballos or something?
100% Ceballos, I'll tell you why. You see, when you play El Neni, I've spoken about El Neni and Xhaka on previous episodes, Xhaka looks decent with Partey. With El Neni...
Well, anyone looks decent with Partey.
Well, exactly. With El Neni, who can't see a forward pass, the two of them in the midfield are incompetent. Big man thing, they're incompetent. So when you're playing El Neni now and you've brought him in for this game, that to me says you're looking to sit bare deep and not take, soak up the pressure and whatever. For me, I'm not gonna lie, City is so efficient, right? You can't afford to do it. We're not good enough on the ball today. You need someone, in the midfield that can get on the ball, and keep possession of the ball. See El Neni? He got the ball and he looked shook. He was making me nervous. Blood, I was looking at my Fitbit, my flipping resting heart rate was 79 throughout the game. Because El Neni gets the ball and he's moving all shook. Why are you bringing him in for this game?
Yeah. I'll tell you why, because talk about my opinion again. Yeah. So on that formation, exactly kind of what your points, reiterating them points straight away, 100% agree with you. I look at the fact that we played Benfica on Thursday, and look at the team Benfica Thursday, which you may say is our strongest 11, thereabouts, our strongest 11, which I kind of see, without Partey maybe, at the time, strongest 11 against Benfica.
And minus Cedric, but
But I still think Kieran over Cedric,
Yeah.
So I'm saying, you're right, sorry. And then I look like at the league, and I look at Man City, and I said, is it just a Man City thing we're looking at this game, we're playing this lineup, or is it the fact that we're conceding the league now, and we're focusing on the Europa League thing? So that's kind of where I saw it. That might be the main where it is, and that might be the lineup.
Maybe.
But for me, listen, the whole conceding Sterling heading, I blame the whole back four because Tierney should be letting that ball in.
Okay.
Yeah, but listen, don't get me wrong. He's been out for a few weeks. He's going to be a bit. He wants some support from him. He needs a backup. You do, because the thing is, you know Mari's going to cut his left foot, so don't let him come with his left foot. And then I'm just looking at the whole Mari Holding. When was the last time Mari and Holding played together? And I think we talk about bonding and stuff like that. That needs to happen and consistency. And you're going against Man City, when they played for months. I'm saying months. It's been months they played. And then I looked ahead to Bellerin. And to be honest, defensively, I don't even expect anything from Bellerin anymore. But I just think you four have left Leno out to dry him. You've left him out to hang to dry. And that's kind of where I stand by it. And you know what? Man City dominated the game, deserved to win the game, we deserved to get nothing out of it.
I don't think you did too badly after you went 1-0 down.
No, we did.
But we didn't do
compared to previous meetings you had with City.
But you know what? When we lost 3-0,
that's what's sad.
But when we lost 3-0 to City at certain times, we've looked more like scoring in them games than we ever had in this game.
And Arteta said it though as well. It was unacceptable that Sterling scored that header. In general though, innit? Arteta was like, he can't head that ball into the goal.
This is what pisses me off though, Pante, because why are you coming out and say that? Every fan knows that. So you come out and say the basic. You should be saying, you hear that. Come out and say something that we don't know.
Every man and his dog knew that the shortest man on the pitch should not be scoring in the centre of your 6-yard box.
Yeah.
For me, you're blaming the whole back line, and I hear that. For me, it's sloppy from Holding because he's a centre half. And if you've got a dominator centre half there, listen, that's not happening. But also, I'm giving bigger blame to Bellerin. And the reason why is because even if Holding has switched off, Bellerin is looking at the whole situation. He's facing the situation, blood. He can see it. Whether you tell Holding, yo, shove it across, or you go in there and fucking jump with him, I don't know what he even does, blood. Honestly, he must have been posing for the shot, for the VQ thing. I don't know what he was doing, blood.
Man was still thinking about setting the field for him.
Literally, I don't know what Bellerin was doing. So for me, it's more Bellerin, but definitely Holding. And you can get onto Tierney, but you know what, I'm not gonna lie to you. Riyad Mahrez will skid most man. You know where he's going. On his day. And on that first 10 minutes, he was on smoke.
After that, it was nothing.
He didn't do nothing. I don't know, man. I just look at the other thing I want to touch on, we've touched on them before, Aubameyang. And the reason why I want to touch on Aubameyang is this, because I'm not going to lie to you, he did piss me off for the chance he missed in the Europa League against Benfica, pissed me off. But, forget that. My issue is this, I get, he's a top striker, right? You can be off form or whatever. But when I'm seeing my skipper moping about, blood,
this is my
annoying me, blood. It's annoying me.
I don't think he
and
should
it's
be
like, because he's so good, in terms of he has been so good, he's almost immune from criticism. But you look back at it, and I'm thinking, Xhaka took heat for body language. With that whole episode where you come off and threw the band down, it was because you're having a shit game and you're moping about the pitch. I'm watching Aubameyang now, and he's been moping about for time. And it's like, and listen, the stuff with his mum and that, listen, I hear that, I get that. But for me, even if it's a case of you're angry and you're just banding some guys up to rally them up, I'm looking around and the ball's not coming, he's moping. Who's rallying the troops to say, listen boys, it's only fucking 1-0. We're still in the game, blood.
Honestly, all day.
I don't know, man.
We said it last time. We had a chat about it a few months ago.
Doesn't matter though, he went on the pitch.
But I don't think Aubameyang is quality, but I don't think he should wear the armband.
Yeah.
I really don't.
To be fair, you look at that 11 that started. Who you giving it to?
I wouldn't put Aubameyang, man.
No, but what I'm saying is, you're still not asking.
I'd still have.
Give it Tierney blood. Oh, fucking give it Tierney blood.
No, I ain't gonna say.
He's not too young, but yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Xhaka's even a better captain than Aubameyang. Seriously, at least he shows a bit more fucking.
I'll be real. No, for me, no,
never that.
I know, but Xhaka, we say never that, yeah. And I'll agree. I wouldn't want Xhaka my captain.
No,
in terms of a leader of men, Xhaka is more of a natural leader.
And he's got more heart. I feel like.
Aubameyang is the kind of guy, yeah, that'd be like, come on guys, you know, what do you say, huh? Come on guys, we can do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But to be fair, on the flip side, if Xhaka is my captain, I ain't watching Arsenal because Xhaka pisses me off. But I hear what you're saying, more of a natural leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's leading by vocals.
Yeah, we said
and leading by example. But
before.
I still think David Luiz should be your captain.
But to be honest with you, I don't think we learned anything new from this game.
No.
Arsenal, they ain't doing shit this season in the league in particular, and Man City, 18th win in a row.
Looking at champions.
Yeah,
Say no more.
Let's move on though. The next game I'll look at is West Ham Tottenham. Now, this game for West Ham is like their cup final. Like West Ham fans look forward to this. And to be honest with you, I mean Tottenham are disliked by every other club in London, but West Ham in particular look forward to this fixture. Normally, West Ham will be struggling in the table, Tottenham are doing alright, and West Ham pull it out of the bag. But this season, the tables have been turned, and to be honest, coming to this game, I was looking at thinking, West Ham, it's going to be a tough game for Tottenham. Tough game.
On their form and whatnot.
What I take from this game is Lingard scoring again.
Good goal.
Good goal, he's on form. Antonio, yeah, he's doing his thing, continues. The main thing for me, and I'm going to give him a shout out, is Gareth Bale's second half. I think second half I was watching the game and I remember thinking, this guy is actually having a good game. Like I saw a bit more from him. I don't know if it's him now he's finally fit after how many months. Yeah. But I think Gareth Bale had a good second half.
He got an assist as well, innit?
Got an assist at the bar. And my take away from Tottenham is even though you lost the game, Gareth Bale looks like, having scored in the Europa League in a week, looks like he now might be on the
I just think he's a little too late.
In terms of for him or for helping the team or both?
Both.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fuck Spurs, man. At the end of the day, like, Mourinho's already as well, he said some interesting comments after the game where he said they should be higher in the league based on their potential of where they can be. But he said something along the lines of there's problems in the dressing room or problems within the team that no coach can fix. So
that's facts though.
But what all that just tells me already though. It's just it happened a few weeks ago, probably over 3 weeks ago, over a month ago now. It's just a downward trajectory now for Mourinho and his team because Mourinho was back in the man them on poor results from before. My boy's this, my boy's that. Now it's just fuck this. Yeah. I'm shifting blame, and it's going to the man them.
Okay,
and they're
but
gonna
can
see
I tell you the problem that no one can fix? Spursy.
No, Spursy. No, I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. But what I'm trying to say is though is that Mourinho thought he could fix Spursy. But from that conference, it kind of sounded like he admitted to defeat.
He did. But listen, not even Jesus Christ and his 12 disciples could save Spurs.
I agree, fam.
That's it. But Spurs are, listen, I tell you about the culture in the club, yeah? See these man, you can get the new stadium, you can dress it up.
100%.
Yeah? But when you're a bottle job, that's what you are, innit? You know what I mean? You can buy the new garms or whatever.
Yeah, but if anyone was going to fix it, it might have been Mourinho, right?
Nah.
No, come on, man.
Nah.
Based on stature, it might
based
have been
on
Mourinho.
what? Based on him in 04 Mourinho had...
in his history.
Yeah, 04 Mourinho had a 50% chance of doing it. 2019 Mourinho, about 20.
But come on, bro.
And 2020 Mourinho, about 12. He had a 12% chance.
He still had probably a better percentage than other managers.
Yeah. Pochettino had 6.
He didn't do it by the best at it, though.
Pochettino.
Yeah. For me, and I said it last week, this job has made Mourinho look tired.
Yeah, he has looked tired.
He looks tired. He looks like he's plus 5 years, plus 10 years since he's had his job.
Do you know what Spurs need? They got Mourinho, they need Moisinho. Because Moyes really had that transformation where he looks bare. Because he went from looking, when he was at Everton, looking bare young. He's had that transition to looking bare old now. He's the guy they need.
Well, I was going to say, you talk about Gareth Bale. My shout out was going to be to Moyes because I think it was his 16th attempt coming against Mourinho and he's never won before.
Yeah.
He had a great what he's done with this West Ham team has been great. Like, what are they, 4th?
I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
I think even Wenger could have pulled the Arsenal team to beat their Spurs team right now.
But Wenger's
You know what I'm saying?
Wenger, innit? Like, you look at Moyes though, and I think that's a great feat for David Moyes.
Have to big him up.
You've
Have
got to big him up,
to big him up. What West Ham going to achieve from here onwards, who knows?
Other than Declan Rice's dancing or whatever he was trying to do, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, well, listen, if you're in the top 4, you can do them dances. You know what I mean? You can do what you want. I think for Tottenham, I just think, do you know what it is? I think they're a bit too one-dimensional in their play, man. It's literally, if Kane don't convert and Son can't find him, I don't know what else they're doing. I don't know.
I can't find Son either at the moment. I can't find
Yeah,
it.
Sonny, yeah.
Son.
Bell tried the thing. Bell done all right.
Yeah.
But as for the rest of them, I don't know. Man.
Moore is a good player.
Decent, yeah, but
it's not enough to keep them thingy.
It's not.
Doherty's probably can't even get a look in. Like,
Yeah.
It's mad.
Yeah.
So yeah, fuck Spurs anyway, man.
Let's kick on anyway. Let's kick on to your boys. So Southampton won, Chelsea won.
Chelsea.
I mean, this is a game I'm looking at. I'm thinking
It's a win, right?
it's got to be a win.
Yeah.
It's got to be a win.
Frustrating, man.
What do you make of it, man?
I think Tuchel said it perfectly in his game conference after the game, where he just said, for the first 80 metres of the pitch, we looked great, and then your last 20 metres, it was just shit. To be honest, I like final ball was rubbish.
Yeah.
And
But can he not hold some heat for that from the lineup or now?
listen, man, you both know full well. I say it to you every week on the group chat, other than tonight, because my man's starting. Start Giroud. Start Giroud. Tammy can't lead Chelsea's line. I love the kid, and I want him to do well at Chelsea, but he's not good
You
enough.
can tell he's a good lad, but yeah.
He's a good lad.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I still think he's going to be a bit like a Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Not saying
I think
maybe
he
a
will
bit
be
better, but I don't think he's going to be Chelsea
he's
level.
not-
I don't know if he's been a lot better.
But I
He's
agree
not
with
number
you,
9.
I
He
can
ain't a
imagine-
number 9.
I
to
can
me.
imagine the passion towards him. I've got that for a couple of Arsenal players. I'm saying, you want him to do very well.
You want him to do well, innit?
But I just don't think he's going to be like the Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He might be in and around that goal.
Yeah.
You don't think it suits him,
But-
he's got the attributes. He's big. He's got a semi-good
quick,
touch.
yeah.
He's quick, whatever. He'll score goals at a certain level.
Not enough,
but
though.
is he the top
No,
level?
he's not.
I don't think.
If you look back here, you know, to the last striker we had who won us the league effectively was Diego Costa. Now you can't. I'm sorry, but there is Tammy Abraham. He's nowhere near
Not that
Diego
level,
Costa's
yeah.
level.
Not that you expect him to be now, but yeah.
But I said it last week as
But
well.
Chelsea are not near that level either.
I don't know, because I said it last week. I think that we're a striker of that caliber short of winning a league or challenging, because I feel like the majority of the team and the depth of the team is great.
But my question
It's
is
just that number 9 role.
My question in response to that, sorry, is so is it a case of you're creating several chances that are being spurned by strikers? Because I look at Abraham now, especially this formation now, and I'm not saying he doesn't get any chances, he's starved for chances, but I don't see him missing a great deal. I just don't see you creating that much.
But this is
so
I
a striker in a system where you're not creating that many chances.
Agreed.
Is he?
But I think, like I was saying, Tuchel said it perfectly. And I don't know if it's his system or how he's coaching the team or whatever. It's very possession based, and it doesn't seem to be so positive. But even Timo, like, as much as I love the guy as well, I said it last week. You know, talking about creating chances and whatnot, he does well down the left flank, but chances it created, I mean, he had a chance and he just scuffs it like near post or whatever. Like, it's not great. We need. I do think we're that striker short of 20 plus goals a season, 25 goals a season, where we can actually really challenge. Because I think going forward, the rest of the team is solid. Personally, but two points dropped, and I think we have to kick on from here. The problem is that I was going to say, and I'll finish on it, is that we should have won this game because we've got a few hard fixtures coming up where I would personally say if we draw them, we've done well.
Yeah.
We should have won this one and then maybe got a draw, nick to win elsewhere. So that's my problem with it.
Before I go to Lowey, I'm interested to hear his point on this game. What do you make of him bringing on Hudson-Odoi at half time?
Oh yeah, okay, of course.
25 minutes.
Personally, bro, like I think it was harsh. My only rationale that I can think of it as a fan behind it is that I feel like, so he started Hudson a lot and he's used him a lot in this new right wing back position, which surprisingly he's done quite well at.
Yes.
Yeah. Now,
I don't think it's too surprising. It might be.
I think surprisingly on a defensive level as well, tracking back, pressing and whatnot.
I don't think there's that much defensive responsibility at right wing back.
No, listen, there is.
You think?
There is.
I don't, because you know why? Do you know why? You play three defenders.
The free hold it.
You know, but you got free holding, but then your two centre midfielders of Kante and Jorginho, whatever, them hold. Bro, you're playing five defenders.
Let me rephrase it then. The amount of grass he covers that he has to cover.
Yeah.
Callum, when I've seen him play in his natural wing position, is hug the touchline, stay there, get the ball, drive, take on a man and put it in.
Yeah.
He is literally like Marcos Alonso is. They're literally up and down the entire game, which I'm surprised at his work rate that he's doing.
Okay, I'll get away with it.
Now, so my only thing of him taking him off, from my personal opinion, is that I feel like Tuchel has come in, started Hudson-Odoi, which no one has actually really ever done before. He's seen something in him that other managers haven't, and I think he's being harsh on him for a reason, because he sees his potential and I think he wants to give him some tough love.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion. I don't know if I'm right, I don't know if I'm wrong, but that's my personal opinion.
Fair.
Whether it works,
no one knows, isn't it?
we'll have to wait and see. That's my personal opinion.
Hello, your take on it? What do you reckon, man?
Well, the substitution, I think, listen, if you're the manager, back your source, man. If you think that he's not doing a job, get him off in it, and I kind of back that. With regards to Chelsea, I think, you talk about the defensive responsibilities, and I think if you look at the games they've played since Thomas Tuchel's been in, you're going to dominate possession of that ball.
Agreed.
So yeah, I agree. There's more defensive responsibilities as a wing back. Against the teams you've played against, have you really? Has he had the same defensive responsibilities as if he was going to play against Man City or Liverpool? Because they're going to be teams that are going to dominate, and that's kind of how I see it.
Is that anything for me though?
But I agree with you in terms of you playing kind of defensive midfielders.
Yeah, the fact that
He'll
you've
play
seen,
James
the
in
fact
those
that you've seen, I mean, Hudson-Odoi is one thing. The fact that you've seen Marcos Alonso come back in says all you need to know about the wing back positions. There's not as much defensive responsibility because Alonso was ousted by Lampard because defensively he was trash.
That's not good, yeah.
But now, man's Chilwell and brought Alonso back in because going forward, Alonso's more of a threat. But defensively, if you're going defensive, it's Chilwell all day, innit?
I do agree with you. But there will be times, and I agree with what Lowey's saying, where we're going to be exposed with just three at the back. And that's when your wing back's going to be like, well, what are you saying? And that's where I think that he'll play James in those games over Callum.
But that's the option he's got though, innit?
He does.
That's fair.
But that's where he also then needs to play Chile.
Yeah. So that's why I say respect to him for finding the system, because I think that, to be fair, the system can be adapted
to your team.
So that's fair play. Next game I want to look at is a big one. Merseyside Derby. So Liverpool at home to Everton. Everton have not won away at Anfield since 1998.
Yeah, 22
I believe
years. 22 years.
What's 20 year? Kevin Campbell.
I was going to say Kevin Campbell, but Kevin Campbell is older than
Kevin Campbell, ex-Arsenal striker, the last man to score winner in this fixture. Yeah, I mean, what do you remember? To me, I just think, to be honest with you,
do you know what? The Henderson getting subbed off just changed the whole
game.
I felt like Liverpool just felt deflated. It just shows how valuable Henderson is, because, as you said before previously, he's just done a decent job at centre back.
I love him, bro. I think he's underrated.
He's done a decent job at centre back. For me, it just they deflated.
Can I just ask, before we even dive into this game, what you man made of the penalty incident with Alexander Arnold?
Trash.
Because I just can't.
What a shit.
Honestly, I've stopped trying to think about it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, you're right, bro.
But we spoke about this before.
How can you go over to the monitor as well and not then...
Bro, you know what's pissing me off with this?
Trash,
you know what's pissing me off with this? Because you know what, yeah? You can accept that the game's changed in this day and age.
No, I can't.
You
can't.
It's difficult to.
You can't.
No, you can't. But you know what? You learn to whatever. The game's changed, whatever. Yeah. My issue is a lack of consistency. Now we're gonna look at later on, but there's another incident in the Fulham game where a penalty wasn't given.
Yeah.
Well, we'll touch on that. Yeah. This one for me.
It was a pro-clubs thing. This one.
Honestly, a man slid for the first tackle.
Yeah.
And then the ball's gone.
Yeah.
And he's seen the guy there and just ran into him and tripped over him. I don't know how that can be a pen.
Bruv,
I don't know.
Trent was on the floor with his back to Was it Richarlison? Was it Richarlison?
It was Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin. He was on the floor with his back to him. He's pressed circle to slide the other man.
Yeah.
And so my guys then run over him.
What I want to ask the referee is, in that instance here, what are you asking the defender to do? He's already sliding, blood. Yeah. He's already sliding.
No. He's on the floor.
Already gone. Yeah. And the guy. So what do you want him to do? Teleport himself from there to somewhere else. I just don't get it.
It's ridiculous.
But what pisses me off on top of that, yeah, lack of consistency, it's like, you know what, back in the day, yeah, when the ref got a decision wrong, they might come out to the press and say, listen, I didn't see it or whatever. And it's like, you know what, big man, you're only human. So I hear that. These days, yeah, they make up some bullshit reason as to why they gave the decision, and then they get Peter Walton on.
No, listen.
Peter Walton.
I was just about to say this.
Big man.
BT are actually
Big man.
pissing me off with
They'll
this
get Peter Walton on.
nonsense.
So it'll be like, okay, cool. Alexander gone through now, boom, boom, boom. Okay, ref's giving a penalty.
Why is he justified?
Why is he giving a pen? Well, they determined that because the slope wasn't as slippery as normal, and he slid, you know, a few centimeters,
And there was a few extra bit of water on the grass.
And you know,
And you know what though?
The direction of the ball was about this high, and
The
you know,
wind was over 10 mile an hour.
yeah, so had he been 2 inches lower, maybe. Nah, big man, what are you saying?
But big man Peter, yeah, he backs every decision.
Every decision.
He can't just come out and say we
So-
made this
so
a mistake.
here's my thing.
It's ridiculous.
The referee now is never wrong. And here's my thing. We talked about this earlier with the rugby thing where there's transparency. You can hear what's being said to the ref.
Yeah.
I believe, the reason why you can't hear the conversation what's going on here is because when the shit is the fan, these man want to be able to wriggle out of it.
And they were like, I don't know. I just don't know. Did it happen?
No. I'll tell you what, I've looked at the footage and I've seen a leg dangling. So I'm going to say that he didn't intend to leg dangle, but there was contact. Is that the...
I was a Chris Cabrera to get it. But did it? Penalty? Oh, I didn't see it.
I thought someone got something off Jeff.
I thought it was a goal kick.
Nah, listen. I've just stuck 10 bag on them getting a penalty. Give it.
It must be that blood. No, big man team.
It's ridiculous.
Big
It's
man
fucking
team,
ridiculous.
yeah? No, that's what it must be, yeah? Okay, there's no contact, mate, but I've got a bet on. I need both teams to score.
I saw you
Give
out.
the fucking penalty.
Yeah, I saw you out.
Before and after,
It's
mate.
ridiculous.
That's why you can't hear the chat. Because honestly, on a big man thing.
It's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to let that take away from...
I was going to say though, I don't think the result would have been affected because of that. Because
Yeah,
Everton
no.
were clear winners of that game.
Well, yeah. And, Liverpool... Yeah, I mean, we know, we know. So I think, big shout out to Ancelotti.
Yeah.
And his boys, even though I still think Everton are slightly bottle jobbed and they're not going to go on. I don't believe they're going to go on.
They'll probably lose next week.
Yeah.
But in general though, for the derby ways,
Good for that.
Honestly,
great
you know,
result.
like how when back in the day, you had the flipping Pro Evolution Soccer calling clubs different teams, London White, and
Merseyside
whatever.
Red.
Yeah, these men are Merseyside Spurs. That's it. Everton are Merseyside Spurs, fam. That's what they'd be called on Pro Evo. Yeah, that's what they'd be called. Because that's what they are, blood. I don't believe they're going to kick on and do nothing mad. But it's the first win in how long, and the fans can chant over Liverpool, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So good win for Everton. But yeah, I think this game again just shows how Liverpool have dipped, which we know, and I don't think it really shows how far Everton are going to go because we'll see. They might prove me wrong, but you lose 2-0 to Fulham, struggling, and they beat Liverpool. It shows inconsistency. So I don't believe they're going to go on and consistently be better than where they are now.
Yeah.
But only time will tell, man. The next game I want to look at is Man United against Newcastle. Because the pen in this game.
Glasses.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, sorry, mate.
No need for them.
Man United 3, Newcastle 1. Obviously, I'll start with the pen and we'll talk about the game. The pen is just ridiculous. I'm sorry. Again, if I mean, we've spoke about Fulham yet, but for me,
But even if I look at it, if Maguire's weren't a pen the week before,
how can this one be a pen?
pen?
So
Don't get me wrong. It takes nothing away from United. They're dominant performance that deserve to win, and it hasn't affected the result in my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm fed up of,
It's just-
and that's the whole thing. I've
refs.
stopped actually thinking about
Yeah.
what the refs are thinking, what VAR are doing, because you get yourself in a battle. We can sit and have a discussion just on VAR and be here for hours.
all that, yeah.
Hours.
Well, you're right.
I mean, what I wanted to do is big up Rashford first of all. The first goal, good finish.
Finished it.
Keeper shouldn't be getting beat his near post, but I've got to give credit for the
He hit
strike.
it hard, fam.
He hit it hard.
Hard.
He hit it hard. Dan James got on the score sheet.
Just goes to show everything, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Really, truly.
And then you had the pen as well, which I mean,
But listen, I'll tell you what though, Newcastle had their chances in St. Maximin.
yeah, same
If
maximum.
Newcastle were going to stay up the season, which I thought they were going to be, and I still do, I've got to back the source.
No, I think they will, bro.
St. Maximin's going to be that guy that has to stay fit and got to keep up because
Right.
Cannon was that for another 3-4 weeks.
Do you know what? I'm telling you the truth here. I was just holding off on my shout until we go through the fixtures because for me, a couple shouts I've been making recently, I'm looking at the table thinking, it's not. Trust me. But let's go through the fixtures. What was you gonna say? Go on.
No, I was going to say that I think I'd love to see St Maximin at a bigger team and
Yeah.
see what he can really do in it.
Do you know what I'd love to see?
sort of-
The 20 quid is still fucking over me, mate.
It's coming.
And the month's wage.
It's coming.
Well, with St Maximin, because I think a lot of the time a player like him, he's a good player, but it's how good he's going to be. Yeah, because
But I think if he's surrounded by
big fish.
I get it. Yeah, but
Big
my
fish
thing
is
is,
one,
yeah,
man.
what club? What sort of? So let's say step up from Newcastle.
Everton.
What? Okay, and Everton. Okay, I can
pretty
see him
good
doing what
there.
Everton. I think he'd be good at
But if
Everton.
he went to like an Arsenal or
Yeah, it
a
might
Tottenham
be-
even, or a Chelsea,
Maybe.
bigger than that, I'm thinking
Yeah.
you're getting less ball
Yeah.
really. You've got more
And
pressure to
there's
do
more
something
sweat
with
to
the
give you.
ball.
From, yeah.
Listen.
Whereas at Newcastle, it's like you give the ball, it's like, please, mate, go on, just do what you can.
Give the
Like,
ball more, you can give away the ball more times than they in pro
Yeah,
clubs
yeah.
and still be a fucking legend. Like,
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
I do hear that,
It's just
but
a bit,
I'd rather. I say the same with Lookman. I think if they got, I know Lookman was at Everton, but I don't think he got his chance. If
Is
they
he still
had,
there though? Is he still on the books there?
No.
No. If they do get another chance or Maximin gets a bigger team, I think they could be very good players.
Definitely players to keep an eye on, but I just question how well they'll do.
They could do,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
No, fair.
Yeah.
But
Hindsight.
yeah, I mean, yeah, good result for Man United. Another win keeps them up in the top 4.
Cements their second, maybe a bit more, but we'll see.
I don't know if it's cement second, you know, but
It puts them in a stronger.
it does.
strong
It
position.
does. Next game I want to look at is Villa Leicester. Now, obviously, we spoke about the Grealish situation in the intro. To me, I'll be honest with you, when I found out Grealish weren't playing, and I wish I had the inside info, the only thing I thought was, fucking, I could have probably called the game, because I was looking at this fixture thinking, Villa Leicester, it's a tough one.
I think that's
It's
all
a
gonna
tough
do
one to
them
call.
all day.
But for me, with Grealish out the team, I'm looking nice. Leicester win.
Creativity,
Yeah,
less chances created.
yeah.
And Vardy's in Leicester too. I literally, when I saw that, I was just like, yeah, Leicester, I got this one.
Yeah, it was a good game though. It was a good game.
Midlands Derby, is it?
Yeah, it is Midlands Derby, so West Fleet East. Yeah, come on.
Matters again.
Yeah, James Madison.
Who won?
Lovely
East,
goal.
who won? East or West?
East, yeah.
East side.
East side. is the
East
best.
side.
West side.
But quick question, I know we keep talking about. Does Madison make the Euros for you?
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Is that definitely? Is that
Yes,
definitely
I'm
gone
telling
for
you
Whether
now,
he's a
yeah.
sub or
I
a
know you
starting.
rate him, yeah? Mason
Let's
Mount
not-
is
there we go.
It's
I knew he was
struggling to
going
get
to
in my
mad.
squad.
I knew he was going to go with the
I'm
mad.
not entertaining it, bro.
No, listen.
Listen, Jesse Lingard, yeah? He's pushing Mason Mount.
Jesse Lingard.
Mount squad weekend.
Jesse
as well,
Lin-
or-
Listen. Like, listen.
Jesse Lingard is everything on everyone's stadium, yeah?
Nah,
Man, there.
listen.
I don't talk too much.
Nah, listen. I knew he was going to.
Jesse Lickle, yeah? Can stay out of that argument, fam.
Jesse Lingard. Nah, but nah.
Matters goes Euros, though.
Yeah.
Madison makes it,
Funny
and I
'cause-
think Madison might make it, and we spoke about set pieces. Ward-Prowse might not because Madison's got that.
Maybe,
tech,
but a lot of men I talk to, they're looking at thinking Madison might not make it. So I was thinking,
Nah, he has to
he
make
might
it.
not though because it's
no,
Southgate.
there's a lot. Yeah, but there's also a lot of competition for that place.
Yeah.
If you look at the
Number
number
10.
10,
The midfield in England,
It's mad, fam.
as well as the right back, is mad.
It's mad.
It's just mad.
If I look at that front, that
Yeah.
three,
it's mad.
Your
if you play the
striker,
4-2-3-1, if you play the 4-2-3-1, that three's mad. If you play the 4-3-3,
The freeze, mad.
it's the three's
And I
mad.
don't know, yeah.
I don't know what three I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Then. One of those mad.
it is tough. The striker's pretty much answered, but
I just think you need some variation in your squad if you're going to do that. Like you spoke
Matters
about.
goes though, man.
Matters goes, yeah.
But-
If he stays in this form throughout.
On this game though, yeah. So shout out Matters. Big shout out to Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, and Leicester, the rest of the team.
Yeah. And you can't help but feel that Villa were heavily depleted by the absence of Jack Grealish, but
Yeah.
they'll come again.
One man team.
Yeah. Big up Kane on the bench as well.
One man.
Obviously
One
Kane,
man.
Kessler, Hayden, that on the bench and that. Yeah, big him up.
Oh, did he
Chance
come on?
soon- Nah. On the
On the
bench. Chance soon coming. That's got to get me. Next game we'll look at is Wolves Leeds. This is on the Friday night, and to be honest with you, I had Wolves in this game and they come in, so I was happy. Wolves 1, Leeds 0. Now, what I take from this game is Adama Traore. I heard him get beat on talk the other day. I thought, I watched him the other day and I thought, you know, big man, you can be big and quick in that year, but you need a bit more on your locker than that, blood. Because I'm looking at this guy and he was trash for the whole game. But the goal, it was technically an own goal. He's then gone on a run, gone past a couple man, come inside, and
the
licked
bar.
it from about 30 yards, come off the bar, hit the keeper and gone in.
It's basically the first time man showed power in about 12 games.
Bro, I'm looking at him.
I think he's a good player, man.
I know, but I'm looking at him thinking, you know what it is here? You can't be a one-trick pony in the Prem. Even if the strength is 99 and the pace is 99, you can't be because people learn how to deal with that.
Yeah.
It's like every time you get the ball, you start knock it 5 yards away.
His composure about 22.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised when he gets the ball. He's like,
No, literally. So for me,
do you know what? Props to Wolves because they managed to stop Leeds from scoring, and
yeah,
I think that's a big thing in itself. Because Leeds, you know, will come at you, keep coming at you till the 99th minute, mate. You know what I mean? So, props to Wolves for stopping them from doing that. But yeah, you know, it's unlucky for Leeds. I felt for them on that own goal. I felt for the keeper after obviously the week before's performance. So that just doesn't help. But yeah, man.
To be honest with you, though, this game, Leeds. I mean, they had several. Rui Patricio made about 7 saves in this game, which shows that if Leeds were more clinical, they'd win a lot more games. Sounds obvious. The saves that he made, you know, he probably expects him to make, but at the same time, they're good chances. So I think if Leeds can go again in the summer, keep the manager, bring in a bit more firepower around.
They need financial backing.
Man. They've got financial backing. Their owners will back them.
Now they've got more stability potentially, more so now.
Bielsa's class, man. Like, and if he will stay, he said he wants to stay.
Yeah, he will.
Like Leeds are calm.
It's a project for a minute, so the fact that there's still more to do, I think
he said he won't leave until his job.
He must be about late 60s. Yeah, he needs to start crouching down like that, big man. You're a heavy guy, and then knees are taking. They're taking pressure.
He's doing the same as back, fam. I'm only half his age, and I know what he's doing because the more time, the back's murk.
The blood clap. Where that room, man?
So listen, the last 3 games I want to look at have a bearing at the other end of the table, the bottom end. Now for me, this end of the table is equally as exciting as the top end.
To be fair, is it though? Because I look at Man City now thinking you might have run away with it.
Well, take away Man City, exactly.
Sorry,
take away Man City, you got the battle for top 4, top 6, and also when you realise that your team can't make it the top, you might as well look at the bottom and see what I'm doing. So, but yeah, the next, these 3 games have a great impact on the bottom half of the table.
So from here we go M25 down the M11 to
so you had
M25 to the M23, and there you go. We've got Derby.
So you had Brighton, Palace. Brighton 1, Palace 2. Fulham.
Palace new ends.
Fulham 1, Sheffield United 0, and Burnley 0, West Brom 0.
Yeah.
Now let's start with Brighton Palace, the fake derby.
I've got one thing to talk about in this game.
I know I'm going to come to you, but for me, I watched this game last night, Monday Night Football, and again, this typifies why I will never write Brighton out of this relegation race. They played well, Brighton, dominated the game. 52 touches in the opposition box, Palace box, compared to 2 touches in their own box from Palace, but you lose the game 2-1. Second half, you dominate. And granted, Palace scored 2 very good goals. Mateta, the first goal, Teke, flick finish.
That was my goal.
Benteke hit his first volley in about 10 years.
He went from Benteke to Bentekes.
Come on. Yeah, you get me? Great goals. But for me, if you're Brighton, you cannot lose this game. You cannot dominate a game like that and lose. I'm sorry. Especially at the end of the table you're at, and Palace are above you in the table.
I still think Brighton will be calm though, man. Let's be real.
And we're saying that because they're a good side now. But listen, you see Palace, I'm not going to lie to you. We spoke about Palace before, about Zaha, and we've seen Palace got brushed up by Burnley. 3-0 that. Burnley can't even score too many goals. Burnley have drew to Fulham and West Brom in the last 2 games. But brush up Palace. Palace are, in my opinion, a terrible outfit without a Zaha. Yesterday, I saw resolute defending from Palace, to be fair. Bodies on line, blocking shots, effort. But in terms of quality, I saw two bits of quality.
And they were the goals.
The first bit of quality was the Mateta flick. I'll be honest with you, I think the cross into the box was hopeful and he done a madness. So that's the first bit of quality. The second one was the Benteke volley. Because even the cross into him, I don't even think Towns has picked him out. No. I think he's put in hit and hoped, and Benteke's done the madness. So I've seen 2 bits of quality. Brighton, I'm sorry, you can't lose that game. You can't lose that game. And now I look at it, and
you've been in a bit more trouble.
I said to be fair, Fulham are the team that are looking to get out of it.
They are looking to get out of it. Where will they get out of it? Who knows? But I don't think Brighton will be troubled I don't
Let me
think
tell you. Well, I get that, but the table right now is
it's Newcastle that's
Fulham-
going to be in trouble.
Fulham 22, Newcastle 25,
25, yeah.
Brighton 26,
I swear, that close.
Burnley 28.
Nah, Burnley I can't. Burnley I can't.
I don't know about
I
Burnley.
told you about Sean Dyche.
They should. I don't know about Burnley. They drew against
Doesn't
0-0
matter.
against
Doesn't matter.
West Brom,
They're taking points, sir.
and Fulham should have brushed them. Fulham should have beaten them as well.
But
But,
they didn't.
I just
Taking
can't. I can't see it slipping up, man. Honestly,
points. Taking
but
points.
even what 22, 25, 26,
it's
28?
close, but
Well, you don't think they're going to be no change around
I
the
don't
back?
think Fulham have got enough to do it.
But Newcastle have.
Yeah. But I think it was again. It's too little. I said it last week. It's too little, too late for the bottom three. I think the bottom three.
I think the bottom two, yes. 11 points and 14 points,
Listen,
yes.
Put your money where your mouth is, big man.
I'll tell you now.
Bet Pana, you're
Fulham-
20 quid already. Needs to make it back.
Listen, whoever wants to bet me now, right? And
No bets from me, boy.
Yeah, okay, calm.
By the way,
I'm
nothing
saying
apart from
now, I'll go on record with my chest. Fulham are not going down. I don't know who's going in their place. Fulham are not going down. Newcastle, Burnley, Brighton, one of them three are going down. I said it
I'll bet you
here
10.
now.
I'll bet you £10 so I can still make profit off Pana.
Let's go. Fulham are staying up. I've seen more from Fulham. And on top of that,
So
I see
have I.
Fulham are playing Newcastle at home last game of the season.
So have I.
If that's a relegation decider, I'm backing
But
Fulham.
that just shows you, because I believe what you're saying. But I'm in my head, I'm thinking, I could be £30 here.
Are you
Or I could lose 10.
No, because listen, the way the season is going,
Yeah.
you
It's
don't know.
topsy-turvy,
You don't know. But for me, yeah. So Brighton, they've lost a game to Palace. You can't afford to lose this game.
No.
Fulham, Sheffield United,
Yeah.
brilliant win for Fulham, must
Brilliant
win. It was a must win for both
Brilliant
games,
win.
both teams. And
Sheffield
you know
United
what?
Signed out.
But I feel sorry for Sheffield United because even though Fulham, I feel, deserve to win the game, the penalty is with Omar Bogle. It has to be a pen. The keepers come out and make minimal contact with the
Oh
ball.
yeah, no.
And
It
clattered
was a
him.
pen all
And
day.
if you're telling me you're giving all these powder puff pens, then this one has to be a pen.
Yeah,
I don't-
agreed.
So that's one time I felt for Chris Wilder. I'm thinking, you know what? If that's me and my team, I want to slap one of these refs.
Yeah.
The Burnley West Brom game was also interesting because I was thinking West Brom would win this game. Unreal. Semi Ajay got sent off at half time for the handball. I don't know if you man see it.
I saw it.
On the halfway line.
I think it was kind of justified.
No, I think it's justified.
Yeah.
Big man knew, even though, you know what, if you let it run, yeah, the guy, Vidra, he doesn't have the pace. He's not
Pace. He doesn't have the ability to score goals, man.
No,
Pace.
you should have left him because literally, yeah. Big
But
man
in
team.
saying that, if he did score that low percentage, then this would be a 1-0 game and probably the West Brom not going back into the game.
I don't know, because I think
So-
with 10 men, they took off Matt Phillips and brought on a defender.
What I'm saying is though, if it did go 1-0 Burnley, it might have
Maybe.
stayed 1-0.
I don't blame the
Stayed
defender.
0-0, yeah.
Yeah, because
He
I
may
think
have
it's
thought for the team.
instinct,
Yeah, he may have thought for the team.
So maybe what
Yeah.
he is, but they got a point there. But yeah, I know you like Burnley.
I don't like Burnley.
You know, you
I
think
just think Sean Dyche does a very good job.
Yeah, he
with-
will.
with
He's
limited
cementing it.
resources.
I think sure that, but you know what?
Same.
I think Sam Allardyce pre-match summed
Do
it
you know
up
what it's
well.
like? Yeah, I look at him. Yeah, it reminds me of uni. Yeah, because when I used to budget, remember you used to budget your shopping, weekly shopping. Yeah, that reminds me of Burnley.
But you still get a sauce.
You still get the sauce.
still
man.
get the
You're
sauce.
still eating Heinz and them things there. Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
but you used to budget the meals. Son.
Nah, when I'm budgeting my meals,
To shopping.
I've got self-checkout to be putting through minimum and taking maximum. You ain't doing them deals at Burnley.
That's just
You're not
Newcastle.
doing
Man. That's just Newcastle.
But
if you're doing it legally,
okay, yeah.
then
Sean
it's
Dyche.
when you're £30 shopping, and that's seeing you for a frat.
Yeah,
good
yeah.
week from the
I'm not like the corned beef and that, if you know. You know. But you see, with with Sam Allardyce, he summarised it well before the game. He said to Sean Dyche, listen, if you want to improve your stock, you've got to leave Burnley. Because if you don't want to get known as the guy, like Sam, the guy that just, does well with a shit team, or you got to leave. And I respect that, because I think Sam Allardyce is, in my
He's a
opinion,
well-experienced guy.
he's undervalued in the English game.
I don't think
I do
Sean
think-
will leave though, because he is what he is.
Well, I think if a good offer come in, if someone appreciated his value and come in and give him an offer, he's going.
I just think like,
Nah, his football's trash.
What style of football is he playing?
Yeah,
to
his
be
football's
like,
trash.
But you're playing a style of football with the man you've got,
Ah, but-
and you're doing a job with the man
Kes,
you've got.
yeah,
If
but
Pep Guardiola goes to Burnley, hypothetical, and he's got
No,
Ben,
I
he's
disagree
got
with you,
Bentley,
straight away.
Tarkowski,
you're
no,
lying.
and
Do you know
Jack
why?
Cork and
No.
Westwood and them
I'm not having
man.
your argument.
Are they playing mad football? with
Do you
them
know
man?
why? You know why your argument's wrong?
Why?
Because it's your own argument. is because Bielsa does exactly the same with Leeds. So
Bielsa-
Bielsa's turned championship man, into man them that can play a bit of tiki taka and whatnot.
But I think
Bielsa sticks by his.
But I think
if
Bielsa's
Pep goes
is normal.
Burnley, no, it's not. If Pep goes Burnley, best believe Pep will try and make them play the way Pep wants to play.
Do you know what?
Sean Dyche will go somewhere and play Sean Dyche.
But are we comparing? And I get that. That's a valid point. But Bielsa and Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche.
That's why there's a difference.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
That's why there's a difference.
He's linking more.
Sean
Pep to
Dyche knows. No, and Big Sam is trying to save my man, yeah? But he knows Titanic's already sunk, cuz.
Yeah, fair.
It's gone, you know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Sean Dyche ain't going nowhere else.
You know what?
And if he does go somewhere else, he's playing the same thing.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? Fair play. That's valid.
Playing the same thing.
That's what I didn't expect to come back with that. Fair.
So you stay there, Sean.
Fair. But I think Sean Dyche could, if you give him a chance at like a, I don't know, Southampton, I think he could do a job.
No, because why would Southampton go through him?
Southampton, you know why? Because Southampton, same formation, 4-4-2, you're still playing, yeah? You got better players than Burnley, and he's getting a tune out of players at Burnley.
Could he not? At least passing the ball,
Big Ross, better.
Listen, Danny Ings is about 5'9" for. Them men are throwing it into 6'3" strikers. You know what I'm saying? But listen, you did try it. You did try.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Nah, big man thing is if I had a dead players, I'm looking for the whammies guy. Alright, put it up to big fella, get round it. That's a Burnley tactic.
Make sure your fucking headers. Yeah, trust.
Alright, lads, alright, cool. So, what I want to get from you, man, is Donkey and Player of the Week. Now, we'll start with what? Player of the Week? Let's start with Player of the Week. And if any of you got that ready, then...
Have you got it ready?
Do you know what? It's a tough one this week.
Tough one.
It never sounds
If you got it ready, because I can go, or you want to...
No, you go.
Calm. For me,
It could be this.
It could be. But I'll be real with you, It is a toss-up between Jurgen Klopp,
Player of the Week.
Donkey. Oh, player. I said player.
You said player.
Ah, my bad. Maybe I'm not ready.
Do you want to go Donkey first?
Let me go Donkey of the Week first.
Go on.
Donkey of the Week. For Donkey of the Week, it's a toss-up between Jurgen Klopp, Hector Bellerin.
Your boy.
No, Hector Bellerin. And who was the other one I had? Flipping. Let's go between them two.
Choose one.
Who are you going with?
And I'm gonna go with. You know what? I'm going with Bellerin.
Your boy never.
Nah, I'm going in fact.
Emotional thing.
Holding could even be in there as well, but nah, Bellerin. I'm going Hector Bellerin because you know what it is, Well, for me personally, he's all right, but we need better than all right. And in them situations there, against a top team like Man City, you got to be switched on. So for you to be switched off in minute 2, it's an L. So Donkey of the Week for me, Hector Bellerin. Sorry, I like you in that, but yeah.
You going or do you want me to go?
You go.
My Donkey of the Week is still to link with Arsenal. Is Arteta, because
Good shot.
the reason why it's Arteta is because although it's very difficult, you need to be transparent with the people that are watching your team and the fans. You basically threw the white flag before, so you faced the midfielders that's going to be very defensive. They're full ball, they're going to have 8% possession. Somehow KDB always makes the Arsenal game.
Yeah, I know. It is.
And then also, like, it tactically got it wrong. You didn't really look like scoring. You looked like you were going to concede more, if anything. And, for me, I don't like to watch that time. I don't watch my team look like that because I know it's only 1-0. We look pathetic. We actually look pathetic.
Fair.
So for me, I'm going with Arteta.
Fair. That's a good shout. And Ben?
My donkey is Mr. Jose Mourinho and Spurs along with that as well.
Okay.
So
good shout.
I can't remember the exact stat, but Mourinho's had his worst points, whatever it is. I can't remember. It's like since he's taken over.
Since taking over Tottenham, he's been the lowest points that he's ever had
in this stint, or whatever it is. Not in his whole managerial career, whatever it is. But you know what? It's a game. What Kes said earlier. It's Tottenham and West Ham's cup final. Tottenham are expected to win.
It's more West Ham's cup final, but
West Ham's cup final.
Yeah, they lost it.
Tottenham semi.
Tottenham, I'm going to go as well on Tottenham's run of form and in general Mourinho's comments, and he's starting to come up with the best managerial team he's got in the world and on his shit. For me, you're a clown and you're the donkey. You're my donkey of the week.
That's a fair shout. So let's go with some positivity now. And we've got the clowns out of the way.
I loved it as well.
Yeah, I know you did. I know.
It
hurts more.
It hurts me so much,
It
bro.
reminds me of Van Pussy.
Yeah,
But yeah. Let's go to player of the week.
Pussy Clay.
Pussy Clay. That's what Van Pussy Clay.
For the bomb.
So let's go to player of the week.
I remember that one,
You know.
Please leave a message.
Alright, cool. So let's go to player of the week. We've got the player of the week ready?
Yeah, man.
Let's go
There was a
low.
few, to be fair, because it was quite close. And I was thinking of Roy Hodgson because you gunned him last week, but
okay.
I'm going for Ben Tekes. Because Ben Tekes,
Okay.
come with a match winner that pushes Palace in a more comfortable position. I think they're now 10 points potentially off of being safe.
Yeah.
Right, with still 12, 11 games to go. And I think that does you well, yeah. Especially without Zaha and them, man. And I've gone Ben Tekes in the past, yeah. The guy can't score. The guy can't hit a barn door. This guy, I'll be real with you. He meant it, but he hit and hoped. Deep down, you knew he shouldn't score.
You hit and hope.
So Christian, big up you, yeah, because you backed your source kind of, and it went in.
Yeah, fair.
And you won the game for your team. You got 3 points.
Yo, I love it when a man scores a goal like that and he comes in with it. Yeah, I was confident in my ability. You wasn't big man. You wasn't.
You got 3 games.
Trust me. You wasn't. But fair play. This week you deserve the credit. So big up you, man. Big up you. Come on.
Do you want to go, Big Kes?
Have you got one?
I've got one.
Go on. You go.
I'm going to go with another manager.
Go on.
I'm going Carlo. Ancelotti.
Yep.
King Carlo.
Alright, Carragher.
I have to, man, because
Panic.
22 years.
Yeah.
Takes them to Anfield.
Yeah.
Massive win for them.
Yeah.
And it's self-explanatory, man.
Fair. No.
Big Carlo.
Big result. Fair play.
Hey, you don't do them things.
For me, it is another manager, and do you know what? This is a 180 for me. You tell because I feel like every manager I've given Donkey the week has come back the following week and done bits.
Is that 180 or 360 then?
So 180
kind
with you.
halfway round.
Yeah, halfway is with you in
You
it.
can do it both, innit? You probably could do it
360 will be the full circle, and then 180 will be the
180
after.
half.
So I've gone here and then back to here.
He's done a score.
If he's slightly not
So
gone back to
maybe
it.
I've gone back to.
It's a funny one, isn't it?
I've gone back
I
to
get what you're saying.
It's slightly a 360. You
You
feel
got
me?
360.
But then it makes sense to be 180.
Because if I said here,
you go back
I
to
said 180 and I've stuck back to our
360.
sides. Maybe I've gone 360 then. Boom. I've gone 360. Boom, bam. 360 kids. Because every manager, there's been a few managers I've given Donkey the week to, and they've come back and put in good performance for the following week. So for me, this week, my player of the week or manager of the week is going to be Roy Hodgson. Because Roy Hodgson, Roy Hodgson, because my man has shown that, listen, you can be dead, and still win. Yeah?
We're not talking about him literally. We're talking about
his team. But you can be butters and still take W's. You can be dead to still win. You can be dead and still win. You cannot deserve it and still win. Because these man, pulled off the greatest heist in Premier League history. The game they beat Brighton, that game was
more time,
unreal.
Stop exaggerating, but I get
I'm exaggerating because listen, they did deserve. They had 2 touches in the opposition box compared to 52.
That doesn't mean
fair.
Go on.
In the opposition box, not in
But then you start talking about the Brighton 52 touches, but you don't know what the 52 touches were like.
I watched the game, but I saw blocked on the.
It could be back to the wall kind of thing. So I'm saying back to the goal. But anyway,
you're saying I don't know. I watched the game, though. But either way.
Can you tell me how many touches it was and how many they
After the pod, brilliant. For me, player of the week, Roy Hodgson. Big him up.
Okay.
Enjoy the W. And I like the fact he said he didn't have to explain himself for the way they played.
Was it?
You won.
Wait.
There you go. And that leaves one thing left. Yeah. Wrap it up on that. Come on, wrap it up. Box it up. Like Hodgson box up Brighton and that. Listen, guys. If you're fucking with us, you're rocking with us. Keep it real. Keep it locked. And remember, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Listen.
I hope you're feeling us too, by the way.
Come on. Like, share, subscribe. Listen, we active, we out here. Stay safe and stay blessed. Peace.